Good afternoon. This is something that I personally wanted to touch on some time ago and just didn't have much of a chance to work on. Last week, the Most High led me to actually put together this video. I finally got some time off to do just that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video as it will mostly be reading. I will mostly be reading from several texts. Hopefully, this will give more insight and clarity to on what to expect as we get closer to the end times and what awaits us in judgment. Scripture is very clear what we need to do to live and to see good days up ahead. This life is tough for a reason. It truly is a test to determine who we are going to follow and a test for what paths we are going to take. Remember that the path to life is very difficult and very narrow. Very few will find it. Choose today what path you will take. I hope and pray you choose life. If you do, be cheerful, hopeful, and patient. Endure whatever may come at you until the end, and you will be saved. Okay, we're going to start in Matthew chapter 7, 24 through 29. And Jesus says, "Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that hears these sayings of mine and does them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Yahushua, Jesus, had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes." Okay, 2nd Baruch 48, verses 49 through 50. "And I will recount their blessedness, and not be silent in celebrating their glory, which is reserved for them. For assuredly, as in a little time in this transitory world in which ye live, ye have endured much labor, so in that world to which there is no end, ye shall receive great light." Okay, 2nd Baruch chapter 51. "And it shall come to pass, when that appointed time has gone by, that then shall the aspect of those who are condemned be afterwards changed, and the glory of those who are justified. For the aspect of those who now act wickedly shall become worse than it is, as they shall suffer torment. Also, as for the glory of those who have been justified in my Torah, who have understanding in their life, and who have planted in their heart the root of wisdom, then their splendor shall be glorified in changes, and the form of their face shall be turned into the light of their beauty. Then they may be able to acquire and receive the world which does not die, which is then promised to them. For over this above all shall those who come then lament, that they reject my Torah, and stopped their ears, that they might not hear wisdom, or receive understanding. When therefore they see those over whom they are now exalted, but who shall then be exalted and glorified more than they? They shall respectively be transformed, the latter into the splendor of angels, and the former shall yet more waste away in the wonder at the visions and in the beholding of the forms. For they shall first behold, and afterwards depart to be tormented. But those who have been saved by their works, and to whom the Torah has been now a hope and understanding, and expectation and wisdom, a confidence shall wonders appear in their time. For they shall behold the world which is now invisible to them, and they shall behold the time which is hidden from them, and time shall no longer age them. For in the heights of the world shall they dwell, and they shall be made like unto the angels, and be made equal to the stars, and they shall be changed into every form they desire, from beauty into loveliness, and from light into the splendor of glory. For there shall be spread before the extents of paradise, and there shall be shown to them the beauty of the majesty of the living creatures which are beneath the throne, and all the armies of the angels, which are now held fast by my word, lest they should appear and are held fast by a command, that they may stand in their places till the advent comes. Moreover, there shall be an excellency in the righteous, surpassing that in the angels. For the first shall receive the last, those whom they were expecting, and the last those of whom they used to hear that they had passed away. For they have been delivered from this world of tribulation, and laid down the burden of anguish. For what then have men lost their life, and for what have those who were on the earth exchanged their soul? For they chose not for themselves this time, which beyond the reach of anguish could not pass away, but they chose for themselves that time whose issues are full of lamentations and evils. And they denied the world which ages not those who come to it. And they rejected the time of glory, so that they should not come to the honor of which I told you before. All right, next book. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verses 1 through 12. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Elohim, God, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction. But they are in peace, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Elohim proved them, and found them worthy for himself. As gold is tried in the furnace, has he tried them, and received them as an ascending smoke offering. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations, and have dominion over the people, and their Yahuwah shall reign forever. That they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his Kodashim, or saints, and he has care for his elect. But the wicked shall be punished according to their imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken Yahuwah. For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is in vain. Their labor is unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Their women are foolish, and their children wicked. Okay, now I'm going to read out of 2nd Esdras, or 4th Ezra, chapter 7, and I'm going to kind of jump around, so I strongly recommend reading this whole chapter. So I'm going to read chapter 7, verses 6 through 14, 20 through 21, 44 through 45, and 96 through 98. Okay, there is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and there is but one path between them, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the dangers set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, It is so, Adonai, my prince. Then said he unto me, Even so is Yasharal's, or Israel's, portion, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils, and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the Torah of Elohim that is set before them. For Elohim has given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. This is my judgment and its prescribed order, and to you alone have I shown these things. And I answered and said, O Yahuwah, Sabaoth, I said then, I say now, blessed are those who are alive and guard your commandments. Judgment of the righteous. This is the judgment of the righteous in this section. Okay. All right. The fifth order, kind of skipped ahead, so it was 1 through 4. But we're going to start with the fifth one, the fifth order. So the judgment of the righteous in this section. Okay. The fifth order, they rejoice, how they have escaped what is corruptible, and shall inherit what is to come. So the righteous, they are rejoicing now that they escaped what is corruptible, and they shall inherit what is to come. And besides, they see the straits and toil from which they have been delivered, and the spacious liberty which they are to receive and enjoy in immortality. The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face is to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the lights of the stars, being incorruptible from then on. And the seventh order, which is greater than all that have been mentioned, because they shall rejoice with boldness, and shall be confident without confusion, and shall be glad without fear. For they hasten to behold the face of him whom they served in this life, and from whom they are to receive their reward when glorified. So I hope this helps. Things to look forward to. Hopefully you're on the good side. All right. Have a good night.